All right, I'm ready.
We will begin and go.
Commence.
3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
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 Chill.
And they're off.
Do you remember how to
They're
jump?
off. There was a little bit of a delay there. But, okay,
Alert.
yeah, that's good.
Prison escape in progress.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah,
highlight.
they're off.
Try
First race of the
jumping
day.
once, then jump again while in
Albie
the air
versus
to reach that
rRubiks.
one.
You are in a restricted sector.
Gaming.
This sector is on high
If you
alert.
duck before you jump, you'll go high.
See, neither of them goes for pipe strat. rRubiks getting a slightly better cycle. There is a setup you can do so you can manip what cycle you get on that platform, but really only a couple of people go for it. Most people just take what they can get.
Oh yeah, resetting the cycle is like better for pipe strat, right?
Yeah, what you do is you make it so that the platform's just going up as you arrive at that platform, so it's like perfect for going for pipe strat.
No escape.
And just the fastest escape in general.
Gotcha.
But it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, I mean it's only the early game and it saves probably a couple seconds.
I'll be going a bit too far to the right, I think it costs a little bit of time. So rRubiks has a little bit of a lead, like a 10-second lead now.
Do I take a nap?
You are allowed to actually just make sure we can ping you, alright?
Yeah, not likely. I should just give everybody my phone number so you can just call my phone.
Oh.
Displayed in the right.
Can't
That might
abuse that
be
at all, that sounds
easiest.
like a great idea.
To reach your new destinations. Welcome to the city.
Wait, G3, aren't you in the Snapchat group?
I am.
Good, I will just spam you there.
That works.
Perfect.
Albie has a Mossdoom skip split of 312. I think she splits when she goes in the door, that's what I assume. Because that's when people use the split there.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that's for next to chain skip, that's way too early. 312 sounds much more realistic for getting into the two.
I'll be using this zoomer.
Oh god, never do this, oh my god. This
It is possible.
Yes, you can do this, but you just don't want to. This is going to be interesting. Oh,
She didn't have
misses
much
it.
choice.
Yeah, I've done this before. When you're like, oh, this is nothing. Guess I'll take this. But I've never not regretted my decision here. Let's see if Albie can make it work. Luckily, it doesn't really get any Hellcats or God Zoomers on the highway here, which is usually the biggest issue. You just get like a massive explosion or something. The second big thing is what you now see on rRubiks' screen. Is getting in there, getting the out of bounds so you can go to Moss 2. In the meantime, rRubiks cleanly getting into Moss 2. And yeah, Albie actually doesn't really have any issues as well here. So that actually worked out.
Love to see it.
Yeah, it gets a longer death, but makes it into Moss 2 alright. And both of them with a fine start so far. rRubiks a little bit ahead because of little mishaps here and there. Oh, struggles getting up on this pillar. You need to like do a little low jump here, because if you just do a like an L1 jump, high jump, you won't make it. So you need to like stand on the little edge of that pillar, otherwise you can't make it in. I imagine both of them go for the Dexter chain skip. I feel like most people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, rRubiks uses the same lineup as me, where like you line up Jack with the line of the Dark Eco. Oh, I'll be actually going for the roll jump here, so I'll be going to take the Dexter chain, whereas rRubiks is going for the skip. Nice down corrected. Let's see if rRubiks gets it. Rubik's is doing now allows you to skip what Albie is doing right now. And I believe this saves like 30 to 40 seconds. Yeah, I know Rubik's does this hover by counting them. He does 18 of them, and then he just falls forward. He's a bit far in. Okay, he's fine. Yeah. His timing that hover is a little bit tricky. But yeah, Rubik's with like almost a minute lead now because of that. Already done with left 2. Oh, misses the hover initially, but manages to back it up. That's a bit of an awkward angle. Yeah, he doesn't get it. There's a spot out of bounds there that you can land it to make this a bit quicker. The backup is... Oh, he doesn't even go for like the straight one. He just does this again. You want to land like behind the green flame area like this. Yeah, right there. Right, Albie just finishing up left tomb as well. With Rubik's heading into tombstones.
But so far looking good for both runners.
Yeah, no real major mishaps. Like in a lot of these races so far, you've seen people really struggle with left tomb, and neither of these really did.
Yeah.
The difference maker being that Albie didn't go for Dexter Chase Skip, which is a big thing that a lot of people struggle with. Yeah, both of them have got a little bit of an issue getting into right tomb. I imagine there's still about a minute apart. Rubik's finishing tombstones fairly cleanly. Oh yeah, I have both screens open separately.
Alright.
Let's see how Praxis goes. Rubik's opting to do this with the gun out. Oh, it doesn't get the fine hit. Yeah, the way Jack punches and kicks is slightly different depending on which gun you're holding, if one at all. It's a bit of personal preference.
Yeah, I guess for me it would probably be holding out the yellow. Or no weapon.
Yeah, I would hold out no weapon. Oh, doesn't get the second hit here. Now, getting the 5 hit on the first phase doesn't matter that much, but the second phase is a pretty big deal. And he gets it, alright. Since now, Baron's actually only on 3 health, even though it displays 4 health. We'll see that as soon as he launches the bomb into him, Praxis is going to have only 2 health left. Like that. So that basically allows you to skip 1 hit at the last phase. Yeah, Ruby's getting a good Praxis. Albie just starting it. Yeah, I feel like the Albie catch up a little bit. I feel like the gap's a bit less now. An 807 Praxis is pretty good for a race. Like, I take that any day.
Decontamination complete.
Oh. Side flips. They are a thing.
But also, so far a good Praxis for Albie.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the curse.
Yep. Welcome to commentary. Yeah, I hope Rubik's internet is going to keep up. It is like a little bit stuttery. Yeah, I guess I was right in saying that they're a minute apart. It's even more now. Yeah, I'll be losing some time on Praxis for sure.
Yeah.
They're about like a minute 20 apart.
But even a 925 isn't too bad.
Yeah, I think both of these runners would be happy with that performance so far. Like both of them are only like rRubiks is what 13 seconds of MPB, Albie being 32 seconds of MPB. Like that's a pretty good early game. That's really all you can really realistically expect from a race. I would think,
Yeah.
unless obviously you messed up big time and you'll PB in the other game for some reason. But I'm assuming that's not the case for either of these. They seem realistic, considering the fact they have. Ooh, rRubiks dropping the hover there. I think he just hovered a little bit too quickly. Oh, misses it the second time. Yeah, this is a big mental thing, man. You just want to get this done. I feel like this mission is a lot easier the first time. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but like if I mess it up once, I end up messing it up like 3 or 4 times a lot of the time.
Yeah, at this point it feels like kinda struggling. Like you can lose so much time on the second try, and you don't want to fail it on the second try. So you
Yeah,
have
it's a mental
to.
thing for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely you have pressure on yourself at this point.
rRubiks almost died. He had 1 health.
Yeah. That's doesn't really tend to happen there, but he makes it through. They'll lose some time there, of course. Yeah, well, the dangerous part is this movement to Suez now, because it's not too uncommon for you to hit a guard here. Being on 1 health here is actually not all that comfortable. You do restart by the time you go to Suez itself. He just makes sure that he doesn't hit any guards on the way there. He was saying how he missed this hover in his PB. Misses it twice, but because he didn't have speed, he gets a 3rd try.
And Albie getting the Fortress Hover first try, very clean.
Yeah, getting a bit of a far right angle, but manages to hover quickly enough to not bump to get into the wall there. Which means she will catch up a little bit.
Leaving city safe.
Quiet. Here comes Pretty Boy. About time you showed up. Okay, let's do this. Chris said you'll protect us all
Alright, let's see Suez.
Find traps and keep moving. We go down.
Do we have to?
There you are. Why don't you make yourself
Suez has proven to be a pretty scary mission in races because, you know, dying at the end does lose you for a minute. And there's also some luck involved with how quickly this goes, especially in this first room where rRubiks is down, and at the end. You basically want as many of the metalheads to spawn where rRubiks is now. There's 2 spawn spots there, and there's one at the other end of the room, which you see now. And the more you get those 2 spots, basically the quicker it goes. It can end in like seconds if all of them spawn up there. rRubiks got, I'm gonna say, a little bit below average luck.
You better keep your head down, sugar.
But he is pretty good on ammo.
That's straight in your hair, huh? Okay, let's move. You're pretty handy with that iron.
Meanwhile, I'll be heading into Suez. So it's pretty close so far.
They both play very good right now, and like
Yeah.
it's definitely
Like-
looking good so far.
Really, the biggest difference is the fact that rRubiks went for Daxi Chase skip and Albie didn't. That's
Yeah.
really the really big difference.
So if I see, oh, rRubiks taking the hit at 1 HP now.
Ooh. Yeah, okay. Well, usually it's fine to take 1 hit there, but taking 2 hits, meaning you're at 1 HP, that's very uncomfortable. Let me reload the stream, I think. I'm a little bit behind.
I guess I might also be a bit behind. Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, I got 2 ads. Nice.
I'm gonna detonate this one remotely. One unclogged sewer coming up.
Well, luckily, this is the part where you have to wait on the people you're escorting anyway. I swear, I'm gonna remember the names at one point. It's Mog and Grim, right? rRubiks now starting the final fight. There is definitely some RNG to this, but a lot of it is execution as well. You want to use exactly 3 blue bullets to do this really efficiently. If you don't, if you just end up spraying, then you will typically still do it fairly quickly, but you'll end up using way too much yellow ammo, which is mission the next mission. I think yeah, he left that one alone. Wait, hold on. How did he finish with 123 yellow ammo? Like, that was good, but was it that good? It's crazy. It's a really good ammo count. How did he do that? That actually surprised me. I thought he was gonna finish at like 95 or something. He probably got good luck. That's what I'm guessing.
Exiting city.
We've got Albie coming up to the same fight now. You can end with 30 blue ammo left, really. That's insane. So you only use like 140 blue ammo then. That's crazy. Let's see, yeah, Albie definitely having to use a bit more ammo. This is more in line with what I was expecting.
Yeah.
See how much he ends up needing. 79, oh, that's fine. You usually want like 90 ammo, it's like the golden number for being able to do bomb bots well. But you can definitely do it with 80. You can even do it with like 70 or even 60. Like if you do it perfectly, I think like 60 should be possible. But 90 is comfortable, like 80 is doable, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. Assuming you're good at bomb bots, that is. It does really depend on how you position yourself. rRubiks using quite a bit of ammo on the first one. He didn't really manage to get stuck inside of it, which is kind of what you want to do. Ideally, you want to get like stuck a little bit in front of the rim, and then just spam L1. rRubiks staying a little bit outside of it. Taking a hit there, but this is still fine. They're in the same position right now, which is kind of funny.
When I see someone doing bomb bots, I always like expect to get that someone gets hit while staying under it. Since like that's the case in Jack 3.
Yeah, that just doesn't really happen.
I wonder can it actually happen in Jack 2?
rRubiks taking another hit there. I'm not actually sure. Sometimes I do take a hit while like inside the bomb bot, but I feel like that's just a guard on the other side you can't see. But I'm honestly not sure. Maybe that's a thing. If it is, it's fairly rare. Not that they're too hard to kill in Jack 3 anyway.
Yeah.
Use the Arc Wielder and use Spin to win.
Luckily there's a thing. Like without that, would be
I
rough.
mean, you would have to do this, pretty much, right?
And hope that you not die during that.
Yeah, I guess it would still be fine in Jack 3 even if you stick a bit to the outside.
Yeah.
There's definitely some differences between the bomb bots. Between Jack 2 and 3 though. That much is true. There's also like a mini praxis boss fight aspect to it in Jack 3 though. They launch little bombs, right?
Oh yeah.
rRubiks coming up on class 2. Let's see if he decides to go for lap skips. I think he will, despite not really being a fan of them in races. He does not, alright. Oh wait, he does, but he goes for the old ones. Show off.
And
And
misses.
he eats shit for it. Oh, why do you do that, rRubiks? I know you can do these, but god. Yeah. Clapped it for you. Wow.
Let's see if he does it again the same way, but this time without dying.
Oh, is he gonna go for it again?
Oh, he's
He
not.
is not. Alright, he's just saying, alright, I'll take the L. Let's go. Just there. I mean, I think it's crazy to even for that in the first place. Anyways, like,
Yeah. It's not too bad on the first lap. Luckily.
yeah, I guess
But
it
let's go.
was for the first lap, so you're gonna be off like, what, 25 seconds or so?
I guess, yeah, something like that.
That does mean that we're gonna see them both on Class 2, which really doesn't happen every race. Now you can nicely see them being about a minute apart, right? Yeah, almost exactly a minute apart. Let's see if Albie can make up some time. I wonder if she goes for lap skips. I really don't know.
She
don't
does.
think- Yeah. Did she go for these in the other races? I think so.
Actually, I'm not sure.
Alright, gets the first one. A little bit of a high one. Just took some damage, but it's fine. rRubiks entering the last lap.
Also getting the second one very clean.
Yes, Albie on to lap 3. Just 2 laps apart now. That's like 30 seconds, assuming Albie does 2 more lap skips. And succeeds in the... Wait, I can't count. It's 3 laps, not 2 laps. Right, Rubik's getting a 201,
You achieve
which is pretty good for not doing lap skips.
And dying on the first one.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't increment that time, right?
I am.
Albie not going for it on this lap. I think she missed the boost. Oh, that's a bonk. Right, Albie on the
It was
last lap.
really
Please don't feel this. Yes. Alright, Albie's out of there.
Very nice. So that should be like 30 seconds apart now?
Yeah, I think like 35 seconds, something like that. Let's see if we can actually check their splits. According to the splits, it's 50 seconds actually.
Yeah, right.
I imagine that's because of Suez and Bombats being a bit quicker for Rubik's.
Yeah.
Especially Suez. I feel like Albie maybe lost like 10 seconds on Suez.
Yeah, rRubiks was really good.
Was really good, yeah. That fight ended really quickly. Okay, Rubik's going for the Peacemaker hover. Looks like he gets it. Going for the spin. That was a pretty quick load.
care to try for the course record?
I'll be having a little bit of an issue with the Zuma hop here. Steals a third person Zuma. Having all collection right now. I was really scared she was going to pick up the Hellcat. That one, I'm not actually sure if that worked. The camera is kind of far to the left. We'll see.
Oh, it
Does that
works.
work? It does, alright. Yeah, there's different lineups you can do there. Like, depending on how close to the wall you are, where your camera's turned. Where that works is a bit different. I don't really know where it like, stops working, because I just have like one way of doing it, right? That works for me. But LB liking that spot.
And missing the hover to Peacemaker.
Yeah, I was worried about that as well, Genki. That she was either going to kick or even steal that Hellcat on this passing guy. But luckily that didn't happen.
rRubiks now in the more difficult race or even mission.
Yeah, I'll be definitely losing some time on Peacemaker and moving afterwards. Yeah, just gets bonked in the river twice. Gives rRubiks a more solid lead now of like close to 1 minute 30. That's more like 125. So rRubiks slowly creeping ahead a little bit. But definitely not a comfortable lead, I would say.
Yeah.
This race was from the start obviously favored in rRubiks if you just look at the PBs. And with rRubiks getting a PB is like just yesterday I think he got this for just 1 flat 43.
Could actually check real quick. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was either yesterday or the day before. Very recent.
Oh yeah, it was yesterday.
Those are worth a lot now. We might find a few hidden around, or get some doing difficult tasks. We'll be able to buy
rRubiks
stuff with it.
definitely in shape.
But so far, definitely a really good race, and especially, I forgot what I wanted to say. Frick. We'll figure it out. A close race, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Right, now for Life Seed, which is one of the biggest examples of hovering over your problems. This mission's really cool. I like it. But you just kind of do this. A little
The
bit
mission,
sad.
the mission itself is really cool. It's like the same like in Jack 3 with the War Factory, that you just hover over the gate and it is
Yeah.
done.
Oh, War Factory is such a cool level. But there's just no way to just do it in a speedrun.
Yeah.
Unless you do something like, I think I saw Wotan do this. He did like War Factory ILs in
Yeah.
rounds or something. He was like doing the entire level basically. That's
Like in
cool.
my
That's pretty much the only way you're gonna see it in any kind of speedrun.
True. Like in my opinion, Volcano and like War Factory are so underrated levels.
Yeah, just doing Volcano normally as well. That's kind of true in both of these games. You don't, like both Jack 2 and Jack 3, you don't see anything much of Act 2, it's like the middle 1/3 of the game more or less, because you skip them in both speedruns. And I think in both games that's where some of the coolest missions are. It's a little bit of
Yeah.
bullshit. I think Jack 3 suffers from this more than Jack 2, but still. You
Yeah.
want to see those, you just have to play all missions pretty much. And it's also one of the biggest draws of doing all missions, I would say.
True.
Right? Meantime, I don't think rRubiks really had much trouble getting to own it. I say that, but all of a
But
sudden he's
golden.
1 HP. And he takes a death. I didn't actually see him take damage before.
And I just realized he golded the split.
Yeah.
I'll be having a bit of a struggle getting the hover.
That's
It might be
interesting.
good now.
I think the very top part, like the bits that stick out, are actually solid. I'm not 100% sure on that. I feel like you can mess that hover up if you go too high. Alright, I'll be going for that. I'll be going for that setup where you land just on the right of the little bridge there. rRubiks messing up the death warp here. That's a fairly significant time loss actually. See, Albie gets also clean Onan going.
Wait, did G3 announce the race in Jack Speedruns?
I-
Totally.
Oh wait, you're awake.
Maybe I only set her to check up on G3.
I'm awake. I'm gonna see if I can stay awake.
City
What other
safe.
races do we have today?
There's me versus Recon at like 2 p.m.
2.
EST.
Is it 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and
Then-
6 o'clock race?
Yeah. 4 o'clock, it's Ouija versus Blood off the top of my head. And then at 6 p.m. we have, I will have to check the schedule. We have,
Split was Majora.
yes, we have Split Case Robin versus Majora. And then the remaining 3 races will all be on Sunday. I think also in the afternoon, EST time. Yeah, Albie actually caught up a little bit, I think. rRubiks decided to do this on foot. Yep. This is one of the little things I've actually changed doing recently, like starting a week ago. I used to do this mission on foot, like completely. What rRubiks is doing now, then like, yeah, exactly, like putting out the yellow gun for these guys. But I've switched to doing it completely with the yellow gun and just punching and kicking with the yellow gun. Blue gun, sorry. Which I stole from Headstrong. It's because the blue gun is kind of like, it's a bit heavier and it feels a bit more sluggish. But especially the spin kick feels like it has more range to me. Or it's like, it's more active, you know? Like it has more active range, I feel like.
Hmm.
Some of the nice little small things you can just change freely pretty much. I also like it to kill the flying guys. I feel like with the yellow gun, yeah, this is a perfect example, you just often end up spraying a lot and it wastes a lot of ammo. Which gives you less leeway to farm for purple ammo, which is what you want to be doing in this mission. So this is a good example of where like small strats that don't really matter, like kind of personal preference, but they do come into play. Having said that though, rRubiks is probably good at purple ammo now. I saw him pick up 4 just now. And he has at least 9. Which is pretty much all you need. Ideally you want 10, of course, but having 9 is fine. Albie doesn't actually go for the strat here with your restart wob on the platform. So this is the older movement here. Maybe she's not aware of this, maybe she just hasn't tried it. Times are a little bit out of sync because we're taking the feed directly from their own streams. So there will always be a second or two between them. That's just because we're plugging it directly from the streams. It's more accurate to do it this way than just have one timer.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically what happens is... Yeah, we're just lazy and we just pull the timers off of their streams.
Yes. I personally prefer it this way because if like someone gets a PB, then you immediately know what the actual time is instead of, oh, but it was 2 seconds faster on stream, so it's this, you know?
Yeah, it's like the thing with retiming it then.
Yeah.
Just makes it easier having 2 splits. Or like their own splits. Just makes it a bit easier.
Albie also getting some good purple ammo, which to me signals that Albie also knows how to do third phase cruise skip.
And rRubiks now coming up to the difficult part.
The
Staying
difficult
alive.
part. You mean like the third difficult part?
Maybe.
Yes.
I mean, the difficult part is staying alive.
Yes. This is where dying can be a very big time loss. I lost a run to tower just yesterday. It's not fun. I also hotlocked here 2 days ago.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, funny. That was a new one for me.
Yeah, Jack 2 can be very weird with its hardlocks.
Ooh, it's a bit of a weird angle. Yeah, if you do this super slowly, you can avoid hitting that box. But if you hover too quickly there, you don't basically do the super slow hover. You end up bonking on that red box, and that makes you lose the hover, and you just fall to your death. That's one of the many ways you can die in these two missions. I'll be going for this round where you hover in immediately. I think she loaded in. Yeah, she did load in the bazaar. That's the only tricky part of that. You need to hover far enough to the right that you actually load the city there. But she gets that right. Yeah, gets a nice gold. I can imagine that. That looked good to me.
Oh yeah, breaking
Yeah.
Jack 2 and 3 is... it's way too easy.
There's so many like cool little out of bounds and weird tricks you can do in these games. They're great.
But even then I gotta say, like, the out of bounds and stuff in Jack 1 is kinda more unique for its own.
I think it's because there's less of them. Like it's harder to find good out of bounds in Jack 1.
Yeah, especially like I already say, like finding more useful ones.
I think it's really mainly because of the movement options you have in Jack 2 and Jack 3. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of especially vertical movement options. Like obviously with hovering, but also in Jack 3 with onion ring gun. What is it called again? The concussor?
Yeah, with concussion.
Wave concussor. I just call it the onion ring gun.
That's
You
actually what
also
I
have,
used to call it.
You have zoomer hops, which you also use in the early game in Jack 2. There's lots of ways you can gain a lot of height in the games. And you don't really have that as much in Jack 1.
I feel like the only really way to gain vertical momentum is like getting a rocket,
Yeah.
which you still can only get in certain places.
Yeah. Is there any place you can get a hover up, rocket uppercut other than the one before lap 2 skip? Is there any like semi-useful ones? I don't know of
Useful
any.
ones? Not really sure.
Alert. Backup fueling system failure. Emergency overrides initiated.
But like the best out of bounds in Jack 3 is when you go to New Haven.
Backup cooling system.
You can just drive with the zoomer through the wall. Like just backing up and you're out of bounds.
Yep. Yeah, that one's so weird to me. It makes no sense. It's very useful though,
True.
from a speedrunning perspective.
Backup systems failing.
So let's see how it will go for rRubiks with the driving
Yeah.
back.
I'm just watching it there.
Backup systems failing.
This is the part. Oh, okay, it doesn't block on the wall. Okay,
That
I
looked
think it
close.
should be good. He's past the most annoying bits. But yeah, you can probably imagine there's like a gazillion ways you can mess that up.
Yeah.
So many things that can go wrong here. It's
Oh.
not okay.
Albie.
Oh, what happened to Ellie?
I actually didn't see that. I gotta watch the back real quick. Hold up. Oh no, wait, that's what from 7 days ago.
Wait, rRubiks is playing with voices on.
Oh,
She pulled off the edge. Oh, she filled the jump for the blaster shot. Yeah. I saw her on there earlier. Did she restart mission? There's a backup you can do this. If you basically are about to die in this first half of the mission, you can kind of back it up by hitting restart mission instead of dying, because that way you don't have to do the driving thing you had. I learned this the other day in an actual race. That actually happened to me as well. Like I died in a similar way to the way Albie did. I also rolled up the edge. But I forgot about that in my run yesterday. I ended up losing my run to it, so... Knowing little things like that can be pretty important.
Yeah.
Because now, like, if Ellie knew that, she would just save 50 seconds here, pretty much. Assuming she would do the rest without dying, right?
Jack Souls 2. Sounds about right. But yeah, it's like something that always annoyed me of Jack 2, like the checkpoints.
Yeah, I mean, what checkpoints? There are none.
Yeah, also true.
Most missions in this game have like either no or like one checkpoint. And they're pretty brutal. Big example being Sewers, for example, which is like a really long, 4.5 minute long mission or something.
Yeah.
And it just has no checkpoints.
But then again, I also must say, it makes the game more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. It's more punishing, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's awful.
Oh, are we having a bit struggle with the lurkers? Not with the lurkers, with the bad lads.
Yep,
Uh,
this is where the auto aiming can really mess you up. Well, rRubiks, the latter part of the lurkers. Everything going pretty well so far. So he decides to first drop this one off, and then find the last
Oh,
one.
Albie.
I'll be taking another death here. After the computer room, but I mean, she already had to do drive for shame anyway.
Yeah.
That's not too big of a deal, considering. Yep, and rRubiks getting the last lurker. Now, on the plus side for Albie, she's probably gonna... Oh. No, that's another death. That was bad timing. Yeah. That's another way, like this section is just so rough with Jetboard. You need to be really precise with your jumps, because you can fall in every... Oh, that was really close. You can fall in every single gap here, pretty much.
I'll show
Did something funny happen on rRubiks one?
I think his stream's just lagging.
Yeah. He is on Wi-Fi because he told us that it was somehow better than his Ethernet connection. Does not go for the lap skips and keep preaching. Which I must concede is probably a good decision, considering how they've typically gone in races. I'll be meanwhile doing the drive for shame. Now, speaking of nice little backup strats, there's another backup for, well, it's not really backup, for drive for shame I saw during a race. When you drive towards Bruta, you can actually go straight ahead to the room opposite of Brutus and just restop walk there. And it saves you a good, like, 10 seconds of driving.
That's interesting.
See if Albie knows that. Okay, so basically this room on the right, like if you just go right here to where the yellow guard was, if you restop over there, you end up in front of Bruta. And it's probably like 5 or 6 seconds faster than going all the way around.
That's definitely
Nice.
good to know. Gotta remember that.
rRubiks just about to finish up the race. He's getting like a 2 flat, I think, 201, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I think I might, like, even I might stop going for it. Except for maybe on the last lap. Because for the last one, you don't really need to have a boost at the end, so that one pretty much always saves time. Yeah, Errol dying in class 1 is also really common. It happened to me casually as well. Oh, Rubik's getting a lot of guards here. This is awkward. Has to do the zoomer hop backwards.
And got shot up by
I
right.
think I shot like upwards, which kind of helps.
But your Rubik's coming up to a mission I'm glad is getting skipped.
Oof. Just restop up, yeah. There you go.
Clearance for this gate. Access
I think it's a little bit sad. Like doing this mission completely on jetboard, like inbounds and stuff, was really cool. Casually, it's
true.
kind of awful though. I will agree on that. Yeah, this mission in Hoveless is kind of cool. I like it. At least what they used to do in Hoveless. I'm not actually sure if that's a thing nowadays. Oh, yeah. Wait, okay, he got it. Rubik's barely landing, just a little bit out of bounds there. And manages to end the mission. Yeah, taking a lift that's very bad because you have to go all the way up the elevator again.
fix this. If you get to the weapons factory, maybe we
Well,
can stop it.
Albie, okay. Look, it does not land in the water.
Oh, got a BRB real quick.
Right. Rubik's lead has been steadily growing.
Special black clearance for this door.
The biggest thing
Access
being that
granted.
Albie struggled on the tower and had to do driver's shame. Which puts Rubik's like, I want to say 3 minutes ahead now. I think it's a good lineup for the hover here. This is another really brutally long mission with far too little checkpoints. But you once again hover over your problems, end up in this room, and now you have to go for. Well, you don't have to, but Rubik's goes for Robo Skip, which is where you first go up into this room over here. You make sure the camera gets over there. There he goes. Oh, is he gonna take a death? Okay. Yeah, good recognition for Rubik's. You just pull out a gun and shoot once. Because if you put the camera over there, and you do this over here, the game loads in the elevator and kind of assumes that you died on the elevator. I think. Doesn't actually really know how it works, but basically you can skip the robots doing that, and you go straight to crew. That's nice little time save. Albie option to go for latch gets almost died on that one. That was very close. See if and how much time he actually actually saves. Yeah, Rubik's going for a really quick crew fight where he also uses the stack to make shots on the first phase a little bit. Rubik's definitely comfortable with this fight.
Ah, I really hated this fight when I was younger.
Yeah, I was pretty bad at it as well. Oh yeah, this is a nice little shrine too. There's a bunch of them together. I think Rubik's did this on purpose. You can purposefully take a hit, and then you can just hit all of them. Because in the invincibility frame Jack gets, you can still destroy the little mini crews. Just a neat thing to know. It's a pretty good backup that sometimes if you get hit by a green guy, it just kind of happens. You can often kill like a couple more while you're doing them.
Okay, that kind of scared me. When he shot
Yeah.
crew, he got shot.
Yeah, but he manages to pull the skip off.
Crew left. I saw him hide something in the game machine here. Knowing crew, it's probably something valuable. You might want to come check it out.
Now, rRubiks, just don't go left of the door. I've seen you do this before. Just go into the door, please. rRubiks.
Oh god.
If you do that, you like hard luck way too often. I hate it when people do that. I really hate it. And I know rRubiks does this, but yeah. This mission is notorious for hard luck, both before and after. If you go into that door there, like left of the door, and bring it from outside, yes, you save a second, but is it really worth it? I personally don't think so. But hey, it's Rubik's City. And he's making it work, and he's doing a great job so far on the race. So who am I to talk?
Nice slam.
And Rubik's is still on pretty good pace. Like, he's on pace for 1 or 2.
But for a race, it's really good.
Yeah. And he even had, like, the kind of a necessary death at the start of part 2, right?
Yeah.
Because he went for the... kind of showed up a little bit with the all the classes skip.
Go, go, go. Yes, you beat the game.
Alright, Albie coming up on Palace. Well, rRubiks does not hard lock. His
Don't say that
stream
word.
was shaky at the same time. I'm going to keep saying it, you think?
But what happened?
Rubik's not playing with voices on was also interesting. Lose him a little bit of time across the run. It's not too big of a deal. Oh,
But
barely gets
clean,
the hover off
actually.
there.
Scary but clean.
You beat the game. Ah, so that's why he's playing with voices on. Tess only says that if you have voices on. So even if you lose the race now, you can still say you beat the game.
So we found underport skip. Or like everything after Metalhead Mesh skip.
Yep, just after Metalhead Mash, you just kind of sit back and chill. Watch as the Metalheads take over the city. No need to do anything. They can just die in the zone here. You don't need to worry about like what Praxis and Core are doing. It's fine.
When Tess told us, we beat the game.
Except, wait, hold on, you get a time paradox if you don't do anything. That doesn't really work. Because then, like, young Jack just gets kind of like, I don't know, whatever Core does to him.
He
Probably
dies.
dies stuff. Yeah, he probably dies.
Gets ratioed by Samos.
Rubik's good on the ball. Oh, almost punches saving things.
And very good weapons factory for LB.
Yeah. I don't like the word epilogue here because this is literally a time travel story. What do you mean? Unless you're talking about, of course, Jack 3, the Journey Back Gold Edition. Well, there was some issues with the story in that game as well.
Something tells me that story isn't exactly canon.
Yeah, it's not exactly canon. If you've never played that game, it's a Flash game that a fan made. Its setting is just off Jack 3. And the story is interesting. If you haven't played it, I think you can still find it. It's a Flash game. Definitely
Rubik's
fun
getting
time.
rules.
Rubik's going for shaft skip. I haven't seen all the races, but I think Rubik's is the only one who's done a successful shaft skip so far.
I believe so.
He did in this last race, and it looks like he's doing it again. Albie, in the meantime, getting cruise skip. Let's see if he
And he gets
gets
over.
high up enough hovering. No, it's not over yet. You need to hover really high here. One of the main parts of it. Now Rubik's likes to use both of his index fingers to like double tap to mash this.
He's definitely hovering real high, real fast.
And he made it. If you see the minimap disappear, you know you made it.
As I said, he gets the hover. I looked into the future.
No.
That's a hard lock. At 56.41.
56-41.
Yep.
All right. Well, according to the rules, he's gonna restart, and once he gets back to that point, we'll restart the time. So he's not going
Yes.
to technically lose any time to this. But yeah, that's unfortunate.
He has
He
to
was
go
on a
in
good
front
pace
of,
too.
He has to go in front of Defense Stadium now, which I mean that cuts like 5 seconds of movement, but it's fine, right? Just to confirm here. No, that crash is really common. It's one of the most common crashes in the game. It
Yeah.
happens
Okay. So
because there's a lot of
basically, because it crashed. Well, the reason why it crashed is because Jack 2 sucks.
It's because there's so many enemies there. And
No,
No,
it's
no.
just because
doing
Jack
Jack
2
3,
sucks.
well, the actual reason is that these games really push the limits of what the PS2 can handle. And if you just kind of push the game a little bit by going fast, it's very easy to just break it.
Don't listen to him. It's just because Jack 2 sucks.
That's the
No.
short version. I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, the real reason why it crashed is because Tess already said he beat the game.
Yep. We have an entire crash recovery sheet for where you crash, what to do. So 5641.
58. Well. But I mean, you should probably add like 5 seconds to that because he did technically cut out on like
Yeah,
a few seconds of movement, right?
we'll add a little bit to that. Well, according to the crash recovery sheet, that's where he has to load into. So
Yeah.
I guess we don't really have to add anything to it, because otherwise we're just adding an arbitrary number, which
I mean,
isn't the
yes,
best.
okay, but let me just be the advocate of the devil here. So, let's say you're on good pace. You purposefully go really fast there, you hard lock. Don't you like save 5 seconds?
I
But just-
guess. Isn't ammo a problem though?
Ah, that's a good point, yeah.
So the ammo kind of defeats the purpose of that 5 seconds.
That's a good
Because he's
point.
already out of
Rubik's-
blue ammo.
Yeah, Rubik's going to be very low on especially yellow ammo. That might actually matter in full fight. So typically you have 200 yellow ammo at this point in the game. The Rubik should only have 100.
Hmm.
Maybe he picked up a little bit of the boxes I didn't actually see.
Yeah, he
That's
hit the
relevant
boxes
to
first
full
thing,
fight.
so he would have gotten a little bit.
Funny way of seeing this A-pop is that in especially Jack 3, also in Jack 2, there's just this permanent warning on the top left of the screen if you put debug mode on, where it says like global heat fatally low.
Yep.
Because the game's just basically being pushed to
Always
its limits,
fatally low.
like at all times. It's pretty funny.
Game is always sitting at the point be like ended.
You really only need to nudge it. Do you know how long the crash time was roughly, G3?
I'm checking right now.
Either way, I think it's about fair to say that rRubiks is looking like he'll win the race.
It was about a
There's
minute
nothing that can
33,
really-
so we'll use that. Minute 33.
There's nothing that can go too majorly wrong for rRubiks anymore.
Hmm. As long as he wins by more than a minute and 33 seconds, we don't really have to
Yes.
retime it.
And he was, like, I want to say over 3 minutes ahead.
He was like 5 minutes ahead.
Yeah, I think he was more ahead. I last really checked at class 1, but I think he gained time since, so that makes sense. And rRubiks really just been creeping up gradually throughout the whole race.
Hmm.
There's
And that's
nothing
just
like-
what runners without better PB do. Like, Albie was in the game for a little bit, and then it was mostly the drive of shame that really hurt her. But you know, just over time, just 10 seconds here and 10 seconds there just adds up over the course of an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Like, in most races, there's like very clearly 1 or 2 big points, but in this race, it's really more all the little things started adding up.
Hmm.
Obviously, drive of shame was a big deal. Like, she probably lost maybe 2 minutes there, but the other like 3-ish minutes of time loss were really mostly small things.
Yeah.
I think now's the time to act. The metalheads are so focused on attacking the city, they may have left their nest vulnerable. Jag, you've got to get out to the wasteland and breach the nest barrier any way you can.
rRubiks gets out of construction site.
Get inside and take out the metalhead leader. The army will
It would
collapse.
be wild if you also hotlocked there.
I wasn't going to mention it, but yes, it would be.
I had to mention it after he got out.
Yes.
Not that we curse him. I mean, it's just still a chance. Yeah, probably. Not gonna say anything about it.
What were you gonna say? There's still a chance he hardlocks? Really?
No.
I mean, there is. There actually is. You can also... Basically, the entire late game is just full of common hardlock places.
The end game is the hardlock. No.
I mean, people have hardlocked in front of war before. I'm totally jinxing it, by the way. Absolutely 100% jinxing it right now. But yes. Like, right here is another fairly common spot. No, actually, it's not that common. It would happen.
If I remember it, didn't rRubiks actually hardlock here before?
Wait, hold on. Big range traps. Yeah, he hit 5 purple ammo. He could have just skipped that phase. He doesn't really have any
Yeah.
ammo issue. That's big brain. He just used all the purple ammo on Crow. So he gets 5 more now. I think that can happen in a normal playthrough as well, though. Like, assuming you don't hardlock. I think at certain points in the game, like if you take a reset one at some point, I think the game also gives you a little bit of purple ammo. Yeah, rRubiks finishing up in 103.46, but without the crash, that would be 102.13.
Yep.
So yeah, 102.13. That's a
GG.
great time. Absolutely great time for a raid.
Not much Albie can do about that kind of run. Unless you
Yeah.
got a 5-minute PB.
I mean, this run was close to Albie's sum of best, which is crazy. So Albie's sum of
Yeah.
best is like a 101.30ish, I think.
She might still be able to get a sub 110. Hopefully she can. That'd be a good run.
Yeah, I think all things considered, Albie can also be fairly happy with how she did this race.
I think so. In a tournament setting, getting within a few minutes of your PB is definitely good, especially in Jack 2.
Yeah. Yeah, congrats to rRubiks.
Wyatt Harder on a metallic red PS Vita.
Am I crazy? Was rRubiks playing on 16x9?
I hope
That's
so.
not 4x3, is it?
It seemed like 4x3.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's
say,
4x3.
Hello.
I don't know. Hello.
Yo.
There are always black bars like that. Yes.
Are you talking about my stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I play on 4x3, but I upscale, and my capture card is 16x9, so I have to squish it back. So it's a little weird.
I see. So it's just scuffed, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a little scuffed. I use an HD
Yeah,
capture
GG's
card
on the
still.
rates.
GG's.
Thank you, thank you.
Without the crash you had, that would have been a 102.13.
Yeah, I saw. I fixed it pretty quickly. G3 fixed it pretty quickly, I guess. But
Yeet.
It's a really good race time.
yeah, that's 2 minutes faster than my other run. Missed extra chase to get twice. So yeah, decent.
You're still the only person to actually have done caps successfully, and that's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
So funny.
It's kind of weird, but yeah.
Then again, you
Yeah.
did just do 2 in a row. You have 2 races in a row, I think. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty consistent trick. I'm surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of people just like miss the hover, just a long hover. They'll just drop it or something.
Yeah.
Kind of strange.
The only issue I would have with it is just being bad at mashing. But I agree, the rest of it is really not too bad.
It's like it's pretty tricky, but it's consistent. So
Mhm.
it's like,
There's a good setup for it.
yeah, exactly.
Right. Meanwhile, I'll be coming up on the end of the game. Heading towards the final boss now.
Is this PB for Albie? What's her PB?
No,
PB is-
107.11.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
She's gonna
she'll
get-
be a couple minutes behind. But yeah, she
she's gonna
lost
get, like,
2 minutes
high.
to 2.5 minutes to like drive a shame. So that was
damn.
really the big one. But other than that, she had a very good race.
Yeah, no, I peaked at the stream around, what was it? Hover 2 Peacemaker. I was like, oh shit, she's like right on my tail.
Yeah, like, up until like, I want to say, class 2, a little bit after that even. It was only really like 40, 50 seconds between you two.
Very.
Albie had a good early game. Like, she didn't do Dexter chase kit.
Nice.
And considering, like, if she would have, you two would have been pretty much even. Having some issues with the final hover here though. Which is not always your own fault, because the game can just lag here and eat your inputs. That is a thing that can happen. Oh, he gets bounced all over the place. That's not gonna work.
Oh, she's gonna lose 110 to this, or sub 110.
Yeah, this is now like a mid 111. Probably.
She can still get 110.
I didn't think so.
Oh, maybe not. No.
I'm gonna be realistic. No.
Oh, she's at 1 health.
Oh, yeah, I would just
She's
take
just
it
gonna
down
die
here.
here. Yeah.
Just get down there, yeah. It's the right call.
Alright, yeah, 111. We'll see.
I think it's possible to do it still.
She has quite a bit of time saving on the split too, compared to her PB.
Yeah, actually, that was a pretty
Yeah.
good second race.
110.
maybe like 2 more phases of this. Maybe 1 more, I'm not sure. Finish it up right now.
39.
It's time. 1:10:40. What was it, 39?
It was a 39, just barely.
Oh, yeah, you're
GG.
right. Yeah, GG's.
GG.
All right, let's drag her in. GG's.
GG's,
GG's.
Albie.
GG.
GG. Was I gave up on the use of the drill platform. I was like, yeah, there's no chance now.
Yeah, that was pretty
And it
much it.
happened, but
Damn.
Other than that drill platform and like a little bit on final boss there, you'd been right on PB.
I've been behind it the entire time. But I was at least competitive with it
Oh
like
yeah,
the
for
entire
sure.
time.
I was saying to them, I peeked around, like hovered a peacemaker at the stream to see where you were at, and I was like, oh shit, she's like right on my tail.
Yeah, I never look at the
Yeah.
stream, but after
Yeah.
the drill platform, I was like, there's no way he's losing that much time. Where even before all the big time losses, I'm still like at best getting a 109.
Yeah, rRubiks ended up with a 102.13, so not much you could have done there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hard locked before Defense Stadium, and then my disc didn't. I reset the console. Thank you, 90K.
Got gold in both crew splits at least, and talk to brother. I've been struggling to get both skips. I got both skips
Yeah.
in it, so that
Nice.
Nice.
I got some nice things in it at least. But
I golded in split. Or was that not what you're talking about? You good segment. I don't know if you golded, but
which segment?
the Onan ghost town from Life Scene.
Oh, my own end was really bad. I lost like
Oh,
a
I
minute.
thought that's what you're saying.
No, I meant brother. Like after
Oh, other ghost.
you've done Samos. Need to re-practice the hover, the first one, or talk to Onan because apparently I've forgotten the angle. Because I was confident I was gonna load in everything in my attempt there. So since I failed it, I was like, you know what? I'll just do something else. Keep going.
I think you improved your golds by like half a minute. Is that just me? I
And
swear
not
your
in
best
talk to
possible time
Onan.
was no, but in total, I think your summer best was like
Yeah,
101:20 or something.
yeah, it was about half a minute. It was mostly in crew. Because I saved like 15 seconds on killing crew alone to my gold.
All right.
Alright.
Well,
Yeah, there's nothing going on, right? That's just Jack. What do you mean?
that'll be it for the race right now. We will be back live in about 4.5 hours with 3 more races that you see
Hell
on the
yeah.
screen.
Sweet.
All right, we will see you all later. GG's
Alright.
again.
See you then.
Later. I wish you a very GG.